Keep my good side. Damn, I don't have a good side. Shit. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have a good side. I'm trying to find my good side. Look at my nostrils. What's up, everyone? This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, so don't base anything I say off these videos. I'm just doing it for pure entertainment purposes only. Want to jump in real quick, touch bases. It's been a while since I've gone live. There hasn't been a lot to talk about. It's kind of the same thing repetitively whenever I come on here. It's just, I'm buying, I'm holding, I'm buying, I'm holding. I still believe there's going to be a MOAS, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Other plays here and there. In between time. Portfolio is growing. Mainly want to come in and talk about AMC, GME as well. But AMC is always, always been my big dog. GME, I do have faith in as well. Both, I believe, both have MOAS potential. And they both have the potential to run, simultaneously. So, there's huge interest and upside there for me. But with AMC, just something kind of hit me the other night. I went to the opening night last night of Captain America, late show, Valentine's Day, took the family. After you've been married or with your girl for so long, I started thinking, man, I could really just go to dinner and buy all these fucking roses for expensive, or I could wait the next day and get the roses for 50% off and go to dinner the next night when it's less people. So, life hack. But yeah, we went to the theater. It was packed. I would say there was a handful of seats open, but for it being Valentine's Day, a late movie, it was a packed show. Was the movie great? It was dope. I wouldn't say it was my favorite Marvel movie, but as I was sitting there and the crowd started filling in, and I started thinking, man, every time I come to the theater, it's filling up. It's always full. So it kind of bypasses the FUD of people not going for me anyways. But I was watching the commercials, the previews. You got Mission Impossible coming out. A lot of movies, I could sit here and I don't have them all in my head, but a lot of movies coming out. And I've noticed previously there was a lot of movies coming out, but nothing that kind of just grabbed people, oh my God, you gotta go out and see that. It was just a lot of movies just kind of, maybe not the big blockbuster hits. There was a few here and there, but now you're starting to see them continuously roll out. So with that being said, if you take any belief of any MOAS or short selling or naked shorts, if you don't believe in any of that, at some point, I would think, even if I didn't have any involvement in this and I was into the stock market and I didn't know anything about AMC and apes and all that shit, if I didn't know anything about that and I just look at the stock price and I'm looking at it around $3, $2, $4, whatever, whatever it bounces around to. If I look at that price and then I say, man, let me look at the other cinemas, let me look at Cinemark and see where they're sitting and blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. You could just see the theaters aren't going nowhere. It's going to gain. It's going to have more upside. The argument of the debt, really, it's getting old because it's getting paid. Debt's getting paid. Things are happening in the background. A lot of things that I guess it's just a lot of things that you could argue, or you could just follow your gut and feeling. And for me, it's just, hey man, I'm in on it. I'm riding the stock. Good, bad, whatever. Obviously, I'm down at this point. A lot of people are. I've averaged down. I was looking back at some videos where people were, when I first started averaging down right after the reverse split, when people were like, oh, you can't average down. It's impossible. You have as many shares as I do, blah, 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 blah. And I was looking at my share price back then. I don't know what it was, 40, 45, something like that at some point. I'm back down to $6. So, patience. Even if you don't believe in a MOAS, if you would have averaged down and got down to where I'm at now, and it has a little bump up to $6 or $7, you can get out with your money. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm saying, I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. This is not financial advice. This is common knowledge. You have to have patience. Anything you play in the stock market, you have to be patient. Because I don't know if you're like me. As soon as you buy a stock, a lot of times it just plummets. You know what I mean? So patience. There is a lot of other plays out there. I'm just not really into just talking about them right now. There's plays that come in and out that you're able to, if you're following Reddit boards or if even Facebook groups, people are talking about certain things, you'll be able to follow and say, hey man, I'm gonna jump in and out of this one. Just as long as you don't stay too long, you know what I mean, and get caught. Hold the bag. If you're gonna hold any bag, for me personally, it's an AMC bag. That's the only one I'm trying to hold. I ain't trying to hold any more. But I do believe, if you go back and do your DD and all your research on AMC, GameStop, and it's not just a penny stock, it's not something that you can just get in and out of, and it's just, there's just way too much. It's almost overwhelming when you make a video and you try to talk about it, because there's just so much shit that pops in your head, and it's like, do your own research, man, and you'll see. There is a lot of people against it. There's a lot of negativity, and there's a lot of people that are probably naturally against it, that aren't paid shills, or that aren't trying to spread FUD. People that just lost money and they invested more than they could willing to lose, and it is what it is. You just can't do that. There's certain keys to the game that you just have to know, and I'm not telling you that, I'm not telling you what to do, but for me personally, I anything I involve my money in, I'm never going to put more than I'm willing to lose into that. I've done it before. I've learned my lesson, and that is what it is. Going forward this week, AMC has huge potential, huge upside. I wouldn't be surprised to see it spring and then capped and ladder tacked back down again. I think that's going to continue to happen until it just doesn't. At one point I had talked about, for quite a long time, probably months and months, talking about this quarter here that we're in and the previous quarter, about how it would upstart things. And I do believe it did upstart things. I never once said it would be the beginning of the moass, or it would moass. I just always stated that, hey man, this is going to be the turnaround. This is where things change. And to me, it is. Things are changing right now. The turnaround's happening right now. Hollywood movies are going straight to theaters. There's going to be big numbers. AMC is going to get continually better. You're going to see more upside to their candy, to their popcorn, to the, merch. All these things are going to continue to go to the upside, in my personal opinion. And the key to their business, the biggest part of their business, movies, is going to be on a huge upswing. So I never once claimed that I thought the moass would just happen. I've never had a date. But going forward, this year is definitely has the potential, in my opinion. Definitely has the potential to make things pop off. Of course, things can get in the way, and things can slow it down, and algorithms, and people with billions and billions of dollars and all that extra shit. But it ain't going away. People aren't selling. I do think we'll see an upswing, and I don't know when, but I think very soon, a pop. Up to that $5, $6, maybe $7 range, and then it'll slowly trickle it back down, and then maybe another couple months, another little pop. But one of those pops, they could lose control. And when they do, man, I think you already know the result. But do anticipate a decent week this week in the stock market, especially AMC. Numbers from Captain America and Dogman, those movies should help it run up. So that's going to be more of a natural move. I think that you won't start seeing the huge squeeze potential and talk again until a little more debt gets paid down, and I think that's going to happen very soon. I know there's some things in the works in the background that people have talked about, or I don't know if many people have talked about, but I know they've got inner workings with people to pay debt down this coming next quarter, I believe. So you can check me on that, but I believe that there's still the fact that if it hits $5.66 again, that pays off debt. But I know there's some things in line to pay debt this year in bigger chunks, bigger percentages, which leads to more of the strangulation of the short thesis, I guess. So anyways, I don't know, man. There's a lot of potential, a lot of things, and a lot of things I'm just not educated on. There's a lot of things that I'm not going to come in here and say, hey man, I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, this and that. But I can tell you what, I've got a lot of research, a lot of DD in on AMC and GME, and a lot of that's really mainly it, but also instinct that leads me this way. I've been in and out of tons of plays these last couple years that have recouped my money, and crypto definitely recouped any of my losses from AMC. So at this point, the way I look at it is I'm playing with house money still. Anything that I've put into AMC, I've recouped. If you play options as well, there's been many times where you could have recouped. GameStop's had a couple of pops. I don't know if you noticed GameStop after hours the other day had a nice little jump. I'm anticipating more of those. I don't think they'll let it just fly. I think there's going to be some things that are going to push back. You know, it's not going to just instantly pop. But this entire year has you know, a lot of positive potential and potential positivity coming. So obviously things move and change. The stock market will always be the stock market. It's always going to go up. It's always going to go down. But if you zoom out in the long run, it always goes up, 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 up. You know, and it has those crashes, and it goes up, 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 up. So, you know, patience, like I talked about earlier, just being patient, hanging on. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. I'm not really telling you what you should do, but main thing I would say is do your own research, do your own DD. And make sure you're not investing more than you're willing to lose. But I will say, I do think that, like I said, I think there's very high potential for this thing to squeeze in this coming year. So that's it. I've never given a price target or a date, or anything like that, but I do see the potential. That's it, man. That's all I really got. I know there's a lot coming in on the comments. I haven't really looked at it, man, because it's, you know, usually it's some other shit. So but if you've commented something I didn't answer, I apologize, because at this point now I'm driving, I can't even be looking at shit. But hopefully you guys are having a great weekend, man, playing them crypto gains too. It all runs kind of together, man. I mean, we used to always talk about AMC and GME having the same algo. It's like the whole fucking market has the same algo, really. You know what I mean? There's certain ones that are you know, playing differently, but whenever the market goes up, it's like the entire market, maybe 2 or 3 of my stocks are down, and then vice versa. When those 2 or 3 stocks are up, the rest of the market's down. So, you know, the longer you're in the game, the better you get. The more practice you have, the better you are. So it's just like anything, anything. With sports, you got to practice to get better. With the market, you got to practice to get better. Michael Jordan did not become the GOAT by just fucking jumping in real quick and playing. And that's another debate. LeBron, Jordan. I ain't getting into that shit with y'all, man. But you know, it is what it is. Like I said, AMC, huge potential, especially this week. I think I really do believe this week or next week it's going to have a significant jump. I'm really aiming and honing in. I believe it'll be this week. It has a significant jump, not in a Moaz jump, but I think it could jump up to that $5 range, maybe even 6 or 7. I don't think it'll stay there long. I think it'll get capped, pushed back. But when those things happen, it also, you know, reiterates the fact that this thing, it's like when you're making mac and cheese and it starts boiling over, you gotta let some of it come out once in a while. But the more water that gets poured in that pot, at some point when it boils over, there ain't gonna be no stopping it very easily. So shit, man, let that bitch boil. I'm trying to, I'm hungry, I want some macaroni. But debt, I think, what am I saying? They're down 6, 8, they can't. Yeah, debt's just, I mean, you have your own belief in your own thing. Like, if you don't believe in AMC and you think that it's not good, then I wouldn't, you know, I would say probably don't invest in it. If you believe in it's going to be good, then probably I would say invest in it. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know. If you like a stock, you buy it. If you don't, you don't. That's just how I look at it. So it's really that simple. You know, I there's plenty of stocks I've looked at and I haven't known anything about the company or thought it wasn't a good investment, and I don't do it. There's plenty of companies that I look at and I think it's a good investment and I do it, you know? So that's it. It's really how it works. Anyway, I don't know. Like I said, just keep an eye out for that pop. Just saying. And then here in the next couple of months, watch for that big debt payment. Just saying. Then you can come back and talk shit. All right, man. I don't know if anyone's talking shit. Like I said, I'm not reading the comments. I tried to read one, and I didn't really get much into it. So hopefully you guys have a good weekend. Hopefully you guys make some money. Man, that's it. That's what it's all about. Let's make some money. Have a good day. Be blessed. Let's get rich soon. Peace.